Okay. So gathering and preparing requirements, we go that way. Then plan and document requirements. You know that we discussed some time back about we are aware about this thing. We discussed about preparing an FRD, preparing a project plan. These days, project plan has become obsolete. So directly you prepare it in the uh, like high level document, low level document, FRD, BRDs. So all those documentation part will be done here. So that is one of the key tasks. I think we have discussed about the BRD in detail, so need not discuss that again. Then analysis and model requirements. Analyze and model the requirements. So this is about how you are going to take it up the requirements. So while preparing the wireframe itself, so how do I come to one particular solution? Say for example, so in this screen, say this is a usual startup scene of this project. So how do I have come to conclusion that it requires business name, it requires website URL, select the industry and go. So after analysis only, we would have come to say, so what will be the business requirement from the user point of view? The user will say, I need a screen that from there the user can give his business name, provide his website URL, and then also the industry. So that is the requirement. So what you will do, you very well place the items over here, like what a business name, it should be captured. So it is a text area where the user can go on enter. Then a website URL, obviously it should be a go on enter option. While it comes to industry we are going to categorize it based upon the type. Say for example, food industry, beauty industry, digital company. So likewise, so you have a category list of categories that are available for the industry. So we are not allowing the user to enter here. So we give it as a drop down. You could see that. Do you see that? Okay. And then click for go. So how do we come to a conclusion? All these three, four items must be within the screen after analysis. Okay, after analysis. So that is what the analyzing and analyze and model the requirements. So you are going to build the screen in such a way that whatever you got it in the business requirement and whatever you recorded in the document, so those things you are going to feature it in the screen level. So that is what your modeling the requirements is. Then take up the change. So basically your question will be this way. Uh, so in a day to on a typical day, what are the activities you perform? So you will say this way. Your reply should be, so a typical day starts with daily checking of mails and responding to the mails depending upon the priority of the mails. So that is one of the tasks. So depending upon the phase in which the current project or the product I am working in, these responsibilities might vary. I will list out the day-to-day work following, which is not limited. Then you will be saying that, so it should be like building up of the business requirements into FRD. So then the interviewer might stop you and ask you where you are going to record your requirements. Remember yesterday we discussed about Jira. We discussed about the Jira tool, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So in the Jira tool also you can record your requirements. That is one thing. But from the document point of view, you are going to prepare it in a FRD or a BRD. So there also you are going to have the requirements. The question might be this way: how do you track the requirements? So I told we have one more tool called Confluence, which is also an Atlassian, means it's a Jira product only. Let me. This is again a Jira tool only. We call it as a Confluence. So within this itself, you can jump to Jira also. This is a Confluence. This is a place where you have all your requirements. Say these are the multiple projects available, like plan management, domain management, sales effort, manage multiple projects like that. So for each and every product, the related documents you can create it here. We also discussed a Word document, right? During our second or third session, that what are the items which has to go in a BRD, assumptions and constraints. Okay, so those items we are recording it here. The current system summary we are recording it here. Then I told you, right, you need to prepare a flow diagram.
Yes.
Depending upon the system complexity, you need to prepare a flow diagram. So that particular flow diagram we are going to prepare it here, means paste it. So this is the Bible that you are going to prepare for the developers. Okay. From the product team, you are going to give the requirements, so that will be acting as a Bible for all other stakeholders who are involved in the project. When I say stakeholders here, it's going to be development team, testing team, GUI people, designers, okay, everyone. So you are going to give the full flow of the project at the top level, then a detailed flow about detailed level of your flow on the project. Then if you have any other flows that are a branching flow available, so those things you are going to list. Then you start with the functional requirement. Remember, I told you, like, we generally have a user story ID, the user story requirement. Just now also we saw how we are
Yes.
going to detail the requirement here. We are going to detail the requirement here. And what are you going to achieve? Whenever, remember always that, when you have a user story, it should say what you are going to achieve. This. Okay, let's take. I'm getting lot of noise from your end.
Is it okay? Then
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
mute whenever I need to speak. I'll
No,
speak.
no, no, no noise, noise. I'm just saying. Yeah, as a user, say here, a user story we are developing. As a user, I must be able to log in and create the site, so that I can manage the site based on the business needs. So this is what user story, single user story. So for that to achieve, you are going to write the requirements. So for requirements for various scenarios. So if it's a sign up user, that is a brand new user coming in, or if it's an existing user coming in, what are the various methods by which you're creating a blueprint or creating a template. Say, for example, this is within this project, you have the two multiple scenarios. So that scenario you are going to discuss. What is the impact on the other system you are going to assign? Then, so these are all the requirements. The detailed item, whatever you see, are the requirements, right? Now, followed by what to achieve. Each and every user story must have a what to achieve concept. So whatever you are stating there, here you need the user should be able to, or user must be able to create the site from the project dashboard. So you are achieving something out of this user story. Then followed by the screen references. So the screen references here, those are it might be the wireframes or the all the design screens you are going to do. So what is the you are going to have the sign up screen followed by the process of the blueprint, then the project dashboard, how it looks like. Uh, what are the other things that are related to, like in this case you have the project template, previewing the template and then capturing the site name likewise. So all these items you are going to record it, so that any developer, any GUI people or any designer people can go and look at it anytime. So what you will do, you will prepare a document in the Confluence and copy this, send it across your mail. This is it. Sorry.
Yes, Abdul.
Okay. So that is how. So what we are trying to do is, so as a business analyst team or a product team, we we complete the document over here. Then you share it across the mail. Just copy the link and then paste it over here, so that it will be accessible to any user. It's a centralized place we are going to record. This is once again a Jira only. From here I can go for any other item. So this is a once again a Jira product. So we call it as a Confluence. You could see the URL, right? Atlassian. Jira is also an Atlassian product. Confluence is also an Atlassian product.
Okay.
So you are modeling the requirements. Now, then you have one more task here. What is this? Take up change request. It is not that always whatever we propose, the client is going to accept. It is also not that whatever we propose, the development team will accept. Why? Because it's always there are possibilities that the technical feasibility of the proposal, because we can say that I want it in a full screen pop-up, or I say that I want a small pop-up screen in which the details has to be shown. Now the development team says that we have an overlay already. Once again, we cannot show the pop-up. This is going to have an impact on the performance in the screen. Then they will say we can go for, instead of showing it in a pop-up, we can show the screen as a sliding screen, or we can navigate, we can call the screen from there. So they are giving some other proposal with the same requirement. The requirement remains the same, but the way in which they are going to implement is going to change, right? Got it?
Yes, Abdul.
This is from the technical point of view.
Okay.
There will also be change requests coming from the user. So earlier, okay, let me see. I have another project where we had change request. I'll show that. So what we did is, there was one particular change request came in. So generally, our assumption was the user will complete one stage and then go to the other one. But they came with one more request, right? The client or the stakeholders. What they said is, if the user is not completing the particular stage and he comes out abruptly out of the screen, say for example because of network failure, or mistakenly the user has clicked some tab. Okay, say for example, unknowingly the user, while you are seeing the screen, right? Unknowingly the user, instead of closing any other item, okay, so mistakenly he has clicked one of the tab and then he has come out. So in that scenario also, we need to maintain the state, and then once the user comes back, log into the system, he should be able to see the work what he has done. So that is one of the change requests we receive. So against which particular user story that change request has come, you record it here under the change request. See here, you create a task in the Jira for this. So can you visualize that, Kavya? Whatever I'm saying.
Yes, Abdul.
It is basically end of the day, during the development team, when they are coming and say that you have not defined this requirement, so that particular chance we should not give to the development team. We should always ensure everything is recorded in the document, and you have a centralized place where everyone can go and see, all the stakeholders in the project can go and view the requirements. Okay, so okay, I have recorded the requirement, but these requirements, how are going to track? Like, there